Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for another live edition of the Social Security Hotline here on CAN TV. This is a live broadcast, and we welcome your calls. Our call number is on your screen, 312-738-1060. I'm excited to have in the studio with me today my guest, Josephine Mueller.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay. And Josephine, we want you to introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Miss Dolly Robinson. My name is Josephine Mueller, and I am a claims representative in the Chicagoland area. I process applications for retirement, disability, Medicare benefits, survivors benefits. So that's what my daily routine consists of, is working with the public and processing their claims.
Oh, great. That is, all of our work is important.
Yes.
And you're from one aisle and I'm from the other.
Yes.
Because I do the SSI claims. And again, my name is Dolly Robinson. I'll be your host today. And taking our calls is Rosia Roman Oquendo. She's our phone tech, and you're free to call in with your questions or comments at 312-738-1060. There is what we want to start out with. We are going to do a retirement program tonight, but we have some important information that we want to share with the public. So we're going to dedicate most of our program to retirement. But before we get into that topic, we want our audience to be aware of a very serious scheme that is misusing the SSA customer service number, and that's our 1-800 number. And that's our national number at 800-772-1213. So Josephine, why don't you just start us off and give us some basic information about this situation?
Yes, as you stated, Ms. Robinson, this is a very serious situation, and we are advising the public not to provide any personal information if they are called by any suspicious individuals stating that they are from Social Security. The Acting Inspector General of Social Security, Gail Stallworth Stone, is warning citizens about an ongoing caller ID spoofing scheme. So this is a spoofing scheme that is misusing the Social Security Administration's SSA number, which is the 1-800 number. So it'll show up on the caller ID 1-800-772-1213, which it is our number. However, they're spoofing it, and there's individuals calling and they're requesting personal information such as your Social Security number, and stating that Social Security doesn't have your Social Security number, and then if you provide this information, there will be an increase in your benefits. So we are warning the public not to provide that personal information. Social Security will not call you to threaten you for information. And if you feel uncomfortable, hang up, and you can always contact us by visiting our local office, or if you do still contact that 1-800 number, you will still get through to a valid representative from Social Security Administration. It's just the way they found that somebody found a way to spoof the number, so when they're calling you, it's then a person who could be fraudulent.
Exactly. These reports indicate the calls display, like Josephine said, it displays our legitimate 800 number, 1-800-772-1213, and that is our national number. Now, people have accepted these calls, and the caller identifies themselves as SSA representatives. And they're asking for all kinds of personal information, your bank account information. So we're just asking the public, if you get one of these calls and you're not sure if it's someone from Social Security, then you should hang up and then report that information to our OIG hotline. We'll put that information up shortly.
Yes.
So you want to remind our...
So at times, Social Security may contact individuals in regards to a claim that may have been recently put on file. So if you do go online and you file a claim, or if you come into our office and you file a claim, or you inquire about you have a question about Social Security and you inquire with us, sometimes we will contact you by phone, again, to respond to your inquiry or to ask you any questions in regards to the claim. However, we will never threaten you. We will never promise any additional benefits for information. So, if the individual on the other end is being aggressive about information, definitely do not engage and hang up that phone call.
Absolutely. And that really makes it really difficult for us
It does.
when we're trying to actually do our jobs and trying to provide service to the public, because sometimes we call people on Saturdays because we are open on Saturdays to do certain types of work. And a lot of people said that we're questioned. Even those of us who are legitimate Social Security representatives, we're questioned, are you all open on Saturday? I don't know. I don't want to give out my information. And so we have to ask that person, those persons that don't want to do business with us legitimately over the phone, we do have to ask them to come into the office to do their business. But many times we'll just ask them, well, if you're uncomfortable, here's my number. Give me a call back at this number, and you'll know that it's really Social Security.
Yes.
So if you get any of these calls, we're urging you not to give out your personal information. So as we wrap up this segment, we really want to reiterate that the Acting Inspector General is urging all citizens, and this is nationwide. It's not just confined to the Chicago area. This has been across the nation where this activity has been going on. And so the Inspector General urges citizens to be extremely cautious and to avoid providing information such as your SSN, your Social Security number, your bank account information, your address, anything like that, to any unknown persons on the phone or the internet, unless you are sure that they are from Social Security. Now, you can report suspicious activities to OIG, that's the Office of the Inspector General, and you can do it online or you can do it by phone. The phone number is 1-800-269-0271, or you can do it online at https://oig.ssa.gov/report. Again, you can report those suspicious calls and activities to the OIG hotline. Or you can simply come into the office and we can let you know that that was not Social Security.
Yes, and if there's anyone in our viewing audience that has a question or comment about the suspicious calls from individuals alleging to represent Social Security, please feel free to give us a call. We are a live broadcast. Please call us at 312-738-1060. We're awaiting your questions.
Very good, very good. So now we started out our broadcast with a public service announcement telling you that you can do various things when it comes to retirement planning on our websites. Now, Josephine, we want you to just take over that topic and tell us briefly what a person might find helpful on that retirement site.
Sure. So there's so many options on our website at www.socialsecurity.gov, and it's never too early to go through the website and to look at your options. For retirement, if you are inquiring or if you want to do an estimate on what your benefit could potentially be, we have calculators, retirement calculators that can estimate your future benefit. So it's, like I said, it's never too early to go on our website and to look at your options. So it's a great place to start your planning. So those benefit calculators, they test different retirement ages or future earning amounts. There is also an option on the website that will allow you to navigate directly to the online retirement application. So even if you're not near retirement age, the website is a great place to start planning.
Exactly. And from what I understanding, planning prevents problems in the future. Planning always prevents problems. Thanks, Josephine. That was very helpful information. And we did put up the overhead so you could see some of the things that we could do on the retirement estimator. Now, while we're talking about retirement, let's shift gears a little bit because we have a lot of visitors that come into our office and they're still thinking that age 65 is the age for full retirement. And many of them are disappointed because we tell them, well, no, it's 66 and some months, and almost 67. And so you want to talk a little bit about full retirement age and full retirement benefits.
Absolutely. So what full retirement age is as when a person can claim their Social Security benefits without any reduction. And it has been quite a few years, many years, that the full retirement age has been 65. So it's no longer 65 because the years have progressed. The retirement age also has changed. It has increased. So currently the full retirement age is 66 at this time. We do have a caller.
We have a caller.
Yes.
Caller, go ahead with your call.
Good evening, ladies. How are you doing?
Wonderful, thank you.
Loving my SSI. Yep. Hard to get old, but it sure helps out a lot. I have a question about those phone calls you're talking about. I do get quite a few of them. They'll say it's the Social Security office, and like the young lady said with the scarf on your head, what's your address, what's your birthday, what's your mother's, this and that. And then I'll say, well, who are you? And then they'll say, well, we can't tell you. And then they hang up, and you see the little number on your caller ID, and you call them back, and there's nobody there. It's a wrong number. Is that one of them crazy calls you're talking about? Because it's kind of scary with these Social Security calls, especially for the real elderly. I mean, where are they getting our numbers from? Where are they getting our telephone numbers and text numbers? And who are these people?
Well, we can say that when we do call people, we do have to ask you some identifying information so that we are sure that we're talking to the right person.
Right.
Because if we call you and say 2 or 3 other people are in your house, we don't know, maybe that's a wrong number, and we start talking to them and giving them information off of your record, that's exposing your personal identifying information.
Our best bet would, if we have any questions, we call you directly. That would be the best bet to protect ourselves, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. And here's another question, if you don't mind me asking you.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, I've been on Social Security now since I'm 62, and I'm turning 64 this year. Uh-oh. But anyhow, do you get an increase as you go along, or do I have to come back to the office and keep going over, or am I just good until the day I die?
So as far as increases, when we choose our retirement benefit, we take it at the rate that it is at that time.
Okay.
However, there are increases that at times Congress passes. They're the cost of living increases. And in January of 2019, there is going to be a cost of living increase.
Wonderful.
I do believe that it's a 2.8% increase.
2.8.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. That helps out a little bit. Now, as far as applying, I don't have to come back there anymore. I mean, I love calling my social. You people are so nice down there. You are so patient down there. There's so many people in the line, and we really, the city of Chicago and the whole United States, really appreciate our Social Security. Like I said, it sucks to get old, but, hey, it helps to get a little bit of help. That's why people got to work all their lives. These young kids today working in pizza places, they don't realize how important it is to get a paycheck. They're all getting cash. They're getting cash. A lot of employers are paying cash, and that's not good, because then when you get older, you got nothing to fall back on.
Well, we do appreciate your questions and your comments, caller. We are going to we do have a lot more topics to talk about, and a lot more information we want to provide to the public. And I think we do have a few more callers coming in on the line.
What age again is the retirement? 66 now?
Currently, full retirement age is age 66. Early retirement age is 62.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you,
Happy
sweetheart.
holidays.
Good night now.
Good night.
Okay, very good. That was very good. Had some legitimate questions there.
Yes.
And so, what else do we need to talk about retirement? As you mentioned, you can get retirement benefits as early as 62.
Yes, as early as 62. However, keep in mind if you do take early retirement benefits, you are taking it at the early reduced retirement rate. So you're reduced due to the age. And you're also subject to an earnings limit. This year in 2018, the yearly limit is $17,640. So, I do believe it's 17,640. It's 17,640 in 2019. So this year it's 17,040. That's the annual earnings limit. So if you are working and you are taking early retirement benefits, for every $2 that you go over that limit, $1 would be reduced from your monthly Social Security benefit. However, if you stay under that limit or if you're earning at that amount, your benefit isn't affected. So you continue to receive your monthly Social Security benefit without it being reduced due to the work earnings.
And this is how that work earnings test works. If a person is working and they're under full retirement age, and say, for example, you're making $22,000, you're over that limit.
Yes.
And then we would deduct the $17,040 limit, and then we would have $49.60 left, and we divide that by two, $1 for every $2, and then we would have to withhold $2,480 worth of checks. And for example, if a person is receiving $1,150 a month, that would be 3 checks that we would have to withhold, because we don't withhold partial checks. It would be 2 checks plus a partial check, and we don't withhold partial checks. We withhold the whole thing. And so to avoid that, we just say do not work over the limit, or at least give us a very good estimate so that we can give you the right amount of checks without you having to be overpaid.
Correct. And if you do take the benefit at full retirement age, at that point you're no longer subject to an earnings
Right.
limit. So if you take it at full retirement age, then you don't have to worry about any limits.
Yeah, and what about, I don't have this on the script, but what about a person that in the year that they turn full retirement age, the limit there?
There's an increase in the limit. So if you are electing to take your benefit in the year that you turn 66, but in the months prior to turning 66, your earnings limit does increase. So this year in 2017, for individuals that are full retirement age that are taking the benefit prior to turning full retirement age, it's 45,360. That's the limit. So it does increase in the year that you turn 66, full retirement age.
And so what that means is basically a person, say if they were born in May, then they could work and make this 40, what is it?
40 this year, 45,360.
45,000. They can make $45,000 from January to May.
Yes,
And
correct.
then after that, they can get their full checks.
Correct.
We have another caller coming in. Caller, go ahead with your question or comment. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi. I was just calling to find out. I got 38 quarters. I need 2 more. How do I get them?
So, in order to be fully covered for Social Security retirement benefits, you do have to have 40 quarters of coverage. And I do believe in this year, 2018, to obtain a quarter of coverage, you have to work and pay into Social Security $1,320. So for 1 quarter of coverage, it's $1,320. So the maximum quarters of coverage that you can receive in a year are 4. That's the max. So as long as you work and earn the 1,320 times 4, then you can obtain the 4 quarters of coverage. I know you said you needed 2, so if you did receive or you're still currently working and you feel that you might have already received the 2 quarters of coverage, you can always bring in your pay stubs and we can look at the pay stubs to see if you did obtain those extra 2 quarters of coverage that you need to obtain the total 40 quarters for your monthly retirement benefits. Good question. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So now tell us about people who want to work until they're 70. Oh, we got a lot of people do it though.
Yes. So if you are an individual who is able to continue to work and would like to continue to work and not take your monthly Social Security benefit yet, you wish to wait, your benefit will increase 8% per year past age 66. So the maximum amount of benefits that you can receive is at age 70. 70 is when that benefit stops growing. So at that point, you'll definitely want to file for your benefits, but you can delay them up until age 70.
And that is significant information. And basically, they really should go to the calculator and see how that looks, how much they will get based on whenever you might want to retire 68. Maybe you may want to wait to 70. Maybe you want to do it even earlier. And many people go at 66 or that full retirement age and still continue to work.
Yes.
Because they can make as much as they want.
Absolutely. So keep in mind, you may start receiving your Social Security benefits as early as age 62 or as late as age 70. The longer you wait, the higher your monthly benefit grows. And if you take the benefit early, you are locking it in at the rate that it is. If you take it later, you're locking it in at a higher rate. So it's very important to plan and to go, if you have the opportunity to go online, visit our website at www.socialsecurity.gov and utilize the retirement calculators that are on there so that way you can plan. And like I said earlier, it's never too early to start planning.
Now, planning always prevents problems. This is a look again at our calculator website. It's a convenient, secure, and quick financial planning tool. You get immediate and accurate benefit estimates, and it lets you create those what-if scenarios. And another tool that we have is our Social Security My Statement, where we create our account, and then on there you will receive your benefit statement. You can get a benefit statement, and then it tells you on that statement how much you will get at age 62 early and full retirement age, and what year your full retirement age is, and then what you would get at 70. And it also will list all of the years that you worked and all of your earnings. And this is a good planning tool as well.
Yes, it's very nice. If you go online and you create a My Social Security account, you can view your earnings record. You can view information like your statement, as Miss Dolly Robinson stated earlier. You can view all of that online, and it's very important to go through your earnings record to make sure that the employer has posted all your earnings.
Absolutely.
Because if you are missing a year, it could affect your benefit, because Social Security uses the highest 35 years of your work earnings, and if you're missing a year that might have been one of your highest, then that could affect what your benefit is. So it's very important to keep a close eye on your earnings record.
Oh, Josephine, all this information is so good and so relevant for our viewers. However, we are getting out of time, and we want to remind our all of our friends and relatives, and share this information with people that you know, those of you who are watching, particularly about that scheme, the spoofing scheme, not to give out any of their information. And so we thank you for all your information, Josephine. We thank Rocio for taking our calls. She was a little busy over there today. And we ask you to please join us again on next week. You will have another team bringing you Social Security Hotline here on CAN TV at the same time, 4:30 to 5 o'clock. And we want to wish each of you a happy holiday season. Stay safe and stay warm. Good night, and may you have a safe commute home.